Welcome to Biz Coach and Coffee, where our guests are experts, entrepreneurs, coaches, and consultants that share tips, strategies, and tactics to help small business entrepreneurs grow their business for long-term success. Please welcome your host, Biz Coach Steve Feld.
Hello, I'm Biz Coach Steve Feld, and my goal is to stop business owners from suffering entrepreneurial depression and start making running their businesses much easier. Business owners and entrepreneurs hire me to crack multiple 6 and even 7 figures without burning themselves out. Today, we have another great guest for you. We have Susie Carder. Now, she actually started as a low-paid hairdresser trying to support her 2 little girls. So she decided to do whatever it took to create her own business. Way to go. She went on to create not one, but 2 $10 million companies. And her core genius is the ability to simplify complicated issues by creating simple, proven systems that are guaranteed to create dramatic growth. Now, she has helped over 100,000 entrepreneurs increase their revenue by more than, get this, 3,000%. Please welcome Susie.
Thank you, Steve. Thanks for having me. Now, I just want to clarify. It sounds like I just started 2 $10 million companies like that. It took me a minute to figure that out. It did not happen overnight. It sounded way too easy. I'm like, that sounds like I just did it, which I did just do it, but it took me years to get that and make that happen. You know, it's a process. I didn't know what I didn't know. And back in the day, I didn't have people like you, Steve, that could help you, you know, especially in today's world and economy. So thank you for having us. Thank you for doing what you do. And I'm excited to be here.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we all know it takes a process to grow a business. It's like Amazon, the overnight success that took 10 years to be overnight, you know, those kind of things. Same with like Apple, the 8 years of overnight success.
The harder I work, the luckier I get, and that overnight success happened.
Yeah, that's it. And the more you do it, do you notice it's easier?
It is easier because now you know, right? So you don't have to start from scratch. I remember in 1995, when the market crashed, I crashed financially, right? We lost millions in the stock market crash and the real estate crash. And I was devastated. I was crying and I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I don't have 20 years to rebuild my wealth. And it didn't take me 20 years because now I knew what to do with money. I knew how to invest. I knew, all right, brush it off, you know, and let's pull up your big girl panties and reinvest, make it happen. So the first thing I did was invest in real estate, right, to help me grow my wealth back, which people were like, weren't you scared? Yeah, but I made millions. So yeah, no, I wasn't scared. I already knew. I just was too leveraged, right? I grew too quick, too fast, too much. Yeah. Didn't have enough reserve. I was just, you know, a young buck, like, do it. Now I'm much more cautious.
I know what you mean. I had my very first company. I was all in the tech space and it was growing like faster than a weed. And I was just working nonstop, bringing on people, and it was just go, go, go. And it was great. But we all know what happened to the tech bubble.
Yeah.
I had all my eggs in one basket. So
yeah.
Did the same kind of thing.
Diversify.
That's right? It. You learn 3 days later after crying, you know, having my own little private pity party.
Gotta have a pity party, right?
That's it. You have to have it. Got to get over the morning. And then started my second company and I took the lessons I learned and then I built that company and sold that one off.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, right? Don't stay down. When you're down, don't stay down.
Don't stay there.
You need people that will help get your booty back up, right?
That's it. Well,
luckily, I had a community.
You know, that gets a little old.
Exactly. My community was like, suck it up. Just, you know, and my girlfriend was like, I know you have money put away. I'm like, yeah, but not as much as I had. She's like, oh, shut up. I wish I had what you did, what you feel like you're a loser at. I'm like, okay, let me back up. It's all relative, depending on who you are.
That's it. So tell us, how did you get around to start the business you have now?
Whew, this is a 30-year journey to get here, right? Of bubblegum, shoestring, band-aid, duct tape, doing it wrong, getting it right, right? And back in the day, I've been doing this a long time. There wasn't the you and I in the space of, how do you grow a seven-figure business? And, my first business, I grew to seven figures, but I lost 70 grand that year. So I was like, well, this sucks, right? I remember just being, again, crying at my little pity parties. In the parking lot, I was talking to my sister and I'm like, I could go work at McDonald's and make more. I just have $1 million business and I just had to put 70 grand in to get a par. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, nobody's teaching. It's not the top line that matters, right? It's the bottom line. Like if I have no money left over, right, then I'm just making my 70 grand a year as a compensation. Like that's a lot of work, right? So that was, again, my grandma, when I got married, Steve, she pulled my husband aside and she said, I don't know why you're marrying her. She don't listen. So I'm a bit of a tough nut. I say that to say, I've got to learn the lesson. I mean, then you don't forget the lesson.
Right.
I am seasoned now. I do learn. I listen a little bit more than I did before. I've learned that skill from grandma. So this process of building, and especially this company, this is my 10th business. And so I love helping entrepreneurs what I had to figure out the hard way, right? The bloody knees, bloody elbows to go, you're not going to make the mistakes I made. And so a lot of coaching is don't do that, do this. Don't do that, do this. Don't do that, do this. Right? That's where you can really find the people who are charlatans. They're talking concept and theory versus that's not going to work. I know it sounds sexy, but that's not going to work. Only because we've done them and done them wrong to go, okay, there must be something to this. Let me do this. No.
Yeah. And we all hear it. Let me teach you the one email that made me $1 billion.
Wait, you have that, Steve?
Oh my God.
And you fall for it. Look, Steve has fallen for it. I have fallen for it. I've spent a lot of money wrong. And that's why we're such advocates of going, hold on. If we can't measure it, it can't, we got to be able to measure it, quantify it to make sure if I'm going to spend that money, I want that money back. And so my business model is really simple. I help entrepreneurs make money, right? From the top line to the bottom line is who cares if we make $1 million, if we're losing 70 grand, right? That makes no sense. We can go get jobs and make more. So that was a hard lesson, but it was such a great lesson because it made me dig in to go, well, where did that money go? Because our productivity was high, our average ticket was high, every technician was booked, and it all came down to their average ticket, and my price was $10 too low. Well, $10 minus thousands of clients is $70,000.
Yeah.
Right. So it doesn't seem like, well, it's only $10. I can make that up. Well, no, I'm always playing catch up because I'm always trying to make up for what the other technician didn't do or what the other salesperson didn't sell. Or so you're always in that hamster wheel. Right. Most people are in this hamster wheel because their pricing isn't even set up for them to be profitable. And who even knew you put profit in your pricing? No, nobody teaches you that.
No.
Right. You have to figure it out to go, okay, this is not sexy. Right. So I think it's important for us to go, wow, what do those numbers tell me? I wasn't really great at math in school. Most of us weren't. And as entrepreneurs, we don't want to do that. But what I've learned is in the details, math is just a creative system that we can work inside of. And it shows me where I'm leaving money on the table because everybody wants to find the money they're leaving on the table. And it's going to be in that detail that you don't like to do. So if you don't like to do it, don't come to me, come to Steve, find someone that is passionate about it and can find you hundreds of thousands of dollars in your profit and loss. That's fun for me. That's like going on a treasure hunt to go, oh my God, if we do this, we'll make 100 grand, or if we do this, we'll make 500 grand, and it doesn't have to be hard. It has to be systemic. And so that was a really long answer to how did I get into all this?
No.
Right? It is this process, of building, failing, building, failing, building, right? And you can't look at it as failure. If you look at it as failure, then you're just beating yourself up.
Yeah.
That's what I call them learning experiences, because I had to really okay, what am I learning in this versus I suck, right? Because when you look at your mental capacity, right, your the mental is such a big piece of entrepreneurship, of how we succeed and why we succeed. And so I got to get my mind right. If your mind's not right, it doesn't matter how much money that you bring in, because you'll just sabotage unconsciously, not on purpose, unconsciously.
It's so true. And I mean, we bump into business owners all the time. They're bragging about their top line. And then it's like, revenue is for show. Profit is what you take home to mom. That's what really matters. And find even bigger companies that are touting, they're on national and international, touting how much revenue they are. But when you really look at their financials, they're cash poor and they're in the hole because they're focused on the wrong number.
Right. They don't know what number, right? And it's the bigger the company that purchased my company over 10 years ago, they were a $400 billion company that bought my company. So our company, like, they weren't looking at the criteria. They were no longer looking at the numbers.
Right.
Like, we were looking at the numbers and we're like, whoa, hey. And they're like, oh, it's not your business anymore. No, don't you worry your pretty little head. I'm like, but you're running it in the ground. Like, we're losing money. And, as an entrepreneur, you lose money. You're like, oh, no. But as a big company, right, the accountability, right, the attention and detail kind of goes out the window. So it doesn't matter you're doing 400 billion. That was so impressive. When you're, if your ship's not run right, how much money are we losing at 400 billion? That's the scary part. Whoa.
It's, as you mentioned, I have not built as many businesses. I'm only on number 7, but I've learned.
We're racing. Steve and I are racing.
I know you're on your 10th book. I'm only on my 8th. I'm trying, Susie. I'm trying to catch up.
I think we're cuckoo. I think that's what that is. That's craziness. It's a process.
There you go. And it's really not a competition. It's more like, what? Our things change in our lives. And I've built businesses. You've built businesses. We've sold some off. Some have been, well, let's just close the doors. And on one of my businesses during the economic downturn, it was a retail store. So that killed that. Yeah. But I realized I'm the only one left standing and I'm still making a penny.
Right.
Not even a buck, but I'm not going in the hole and everyone around me is going bankrupt.
Right.
It was the systems and processes I put in my business. And then I started realizing by knowing your numbers, you know everything. I love numbers. Yes, I do. But I knew my numbers. I knew the pieces of my business were worth way more than the business in the market.
Yes.
I sold my pieces off of my business, which made me money.
Yes.
In an economic downturn.
Well, what I love that you said is in every business, there's failure, right? Or there's challenges or learning curves, and you have to brush it off and pick it back up and make it happen. And I didn't love numbers. And so I had to figure out I knew I had to do it. And so I started just creating these rogue spreadsheets. Like, I need a spreadsheet that will show me this. Let's look at our effectiveness. And then I need a spreadsheet to show me exactly, if I want to calculate my profit, how much do I need to sell? Right. So I broke it down so it made sense to me.
There you go.
What I would get from my accountant. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with this information. Like, I don't care about what happened. I want to look to the future. I did care, but to me, that was over. Like, well, I can't, if I lost 70 grand a year, it's too late. Once I lost it, right. Now I have to figure out, well, what do I do? So if I lost it and did all this, what needs to happen next year? And so I hired someone to do the spreadsheets. That was not my jam, right? But this is the number I need, and this is what I need to figure out. And this is, so if you hate math, right, you either hire Steve or you figure another workaround, because there's no way you can run a multi-million-dollar company, a 6-figure company, and not understand the numbers. Right. Yeah. Now I had to shift my whole mantra, Steve. I say math is money, money is fun. Nobody likes to do the math, but we all love the freedom that money gives us. So I had to shift my own mindset that said I don't like math to no, math is money, money is fun. Right. The minute back in the day, right, I started as a hairdresser, I had to figure out haircuts became money, color became money. It wasn't like a haircut. It was like, oh, hold on, I'm wasting my time doing this service where I can make 5 times as much doing this one. It became a game for me.
Right.
And then people like, how do you make that much money? I'm like, it's a game. Like, let's play a game. Everybody likes games. Even
Right.
if you hate them going in, you always like them on the other side. So I know you closet game players. That I don't play games. Yes, you do. You were the ones that knocked me out of the way to get to the finish line.
That's it.
So it's important that you have to learn in your language, right? So whatever that looks like, whatever support you need, whatever coach you need, whatever community you need, to go, what's the language that I need to hear it in so I can implement it? Because it doesn't matter if Steve gives you strategy all day long and you don't implement, what a waste of Steve's time and your money.
That's it.
Right? To go, I need it. You need to implement the coaching to get the result. It doesn't magically happen. That's not, law of attraction where magically
It's the secret.
it just comes to me. Yes, I believe
Yeah.
in that. And you got to put action to it.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. We see it all the time. And that's where that accountability piece is. I mean, I remember one of my businesses dying a death. The second I sucked it up and finally put my ego to the side and got a coach, within 45 days, my life and my business got so much better. But
Oh,
I
that's
worked
huge.
my booty off in those 45 days.
Right. To go, what do I need to do to have it be success? And it always goes back to the key performance indicators.
That's it.
That's why I love it. Now it's so black and white, right? Business isn't gray. It's like no feelings in baseball, no feelings in business.
There's no
Yeah, you
crying
can have
in
a hard day and a pity party, but the reality is, if we can look at, oh, why are you not selling? You had no sales calls.
There you go.
Why is it such a mystery to people?
Hmm.
I had 2 sales calls. I've got no sales. Okay, that is not enough.
I think we've all had that client that I don't get it. I don't have any sales. It's like, well, how many outreaches, how many calls, emails, networking, all the guerrilla marketing tactics that are out there. What did you do? And you find that they did one activity in the last 30 days.
Right. Don't you find that it's more accountability? Like, people know what to do. They just are lazy and don't do it instinctively, not like lazy, just like your busyness will sabotage you, right? I'm going to check my email. Email's not making you money. Get out of it, right? Have an assistant do that. This makes you money when you're networking, when you're belly to belly, heart to heart. And I don't care if it's virtual, it's still belly to belly. I'm still knowing Steve, right? Leverage technology, leverage the fact that you can be in 5 meetings all over the world versus in the past, it would take us a week to go to 1 meeting. Like, it's so much more efficient now than it used to be. Like, you got to embrace the changes that the pandemic, the economy, whatever has put in our lap as an entrepreneur to go, how do I shift on a dime? How do I make this work now in this community? People are still waiting. I don't know if you're seeing that, Steve, like waiting for this to get over. Like, what are you
I don't
waiting?
get that. What are you waiting for?
This is the new reality, right?
Yes.
Of the way the world's going to be for a while anyway. So I think it's funny that you just have to be in that radical action of making it happen.
That's it. I think we saw it a lot in 2020. I put business owners in 3 categories. The ones that said, I need to shift, pivot, move, whatever, adjust, and they did it. The other ones who said, well, let me give it a couple months and I'll wait it out and I'll make some little minor changes. And then you have the other ones like, I'm going to wait until it's over. Well, the ones who are on the bottom third, they're gone.
Yeah.
The middle third called back up in December of 2020 going, I'm now in the hole. I'm ready to go bankrupt. And then the top third are like, oh my God, I'm having my best year ever.
Right. Exactly. So it's all mindset, right? Mindset with action. There's that saying, what you think about, you talk about, what you talk about, you bring about, what are you thinking about, and then just being in that radical action. And what I love about my book, Power Your Profit, is I give you the it that you need to build that business, right? And there's lots of strategy, lots of solution. I'm just giving you what I did to build 10 companies, 2 $10 million companies, and help thousands of entrepreneurs. And what I love is you don't have to start at chapter 1. If you suck at math, go to chapter 8. Math is money, money is fun. If you suck at sales, go to chapter 6, because I give you my $100,000 sales script that I've been using for 20 some years. Every time I'm on a sales call, I pull it up because I know me. I'm a coach. I'm going to start coaching. I'm going to start fixing. I'm going to start giving you recommendations. That's not my time to do it. My time to do that is after you purchase my programs.
Right.
So many of us want to prove ourselves on sales calls. So we prove. And then we give everybody like a buffet. So they're full and they're like, let me think about this, because we just overwhelmed them with our genius.
Yes.
Stop overwhelming with their genius. Quit giving it all away, right? Slowly. And so look at, what do you need in this season for your business? Do you need a financial coach? Do you need a business coach? Do you need a strategist? Do you know what Steve and I are talking about? We're talking about KPIs. Maybe you know, but you're not implementing them. Maybe you know, but you're not implementing. That's a huge distinction. I have lots of tools in place, but if I don't look at them or use them,
Right.
it's a waste of my time and my team's time. So it's important that we use those to grow. And then it takes all the guesswork out of business.
It does.
Like, oh, I'm just not seeing enough people, or I'm just, distracting myself because I don't wanna, right? That's usually mine. I don't feel like it today. I don't feel like it every day, but I get in there and do it because I know I'm going to make a difference, right?
There you go.
Your why has to be bigger than a sales number, right?
Yeah.
I'm on this call because I love building relationships. I love meeting new people. I love serving my community. I love finding my tribe, right? That's my why. It's not a podcast interview. Who cares? I don't need to do another one. But I love working with Steve and that relationship, and he's brilliant too. And I love that, talking to brilliant minds. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? How are you doing this? How are you doing that? I mean, that's pretty amazing that this is our job.
Yeah, it is. And we're here to serve. And speaking of that, what kind of gift can you give our audience that's going to help them in their business?
Yes. Well, I would love to gift your tribe our free ebook. So it was published by Simon and Schuster. So it is a real book. Right? So you can buy it on Amazon. You can go to our website and buy it, but we're going to give you the free version, right? Which is the whole version. It's the whole book, 300 pages, right? What I love about it, Steve, is every chapter has an assessment, because I love quizzes, assessment. How am I doing? What's my love language? I don't have that one in there, right? How's your leadership? How's your business financing? How's your marketing? So it's a roadmap for that division or that department. So every chapter has an assessment that you can look at your business and go, oh, here's what I need to work on. Now, if you're not good at it, then you can go find the Steves. You can go find a marketer. You can find a PR. You can find someone that's good at business finances. Right. But it gives you like, oh, here's where I suck. Right. So then we can go fix it. And I do these every year in my business, because every year my business changes. It's never been the same business. In 30 years, it's never, ever been the same. It's a completely business every year based on product, services, clientele, growth, my growth, your growth, friends that I've made. So it's a valuable tool. It's juicy. Right. Again, take it in bite sizes. You don't have to read it all, and don't overwhelm yourself. I need help with marketing. Go to the marketing. Right. I need help with this. And so what I love about your tribe and my tribe is, if you need people, reach out to us. Well, we may not be the right answer for you, but like, if I'm not the right coach for you, then I'll refer Steve. Right. And if a client's not right for Steve, he'll refer me, because we know law of reciprocity will bring it all around.
Absolutely. And it's so true.
Steve will put that in the show notes so you can download that. And we'd love to support you in powering your profits and really leveraging this next year to be your best year ever.
Excellent. Yeah, we will definitely have all the links in the show notes. So please take advantage of Susie's offer. I know we're almost out of time. What is one parting idea, thought you'd like to leave with everyone?
If it's not in the schedule, it's not getting done. Let me say that again. If it's not in the schedule, it's not getting done. You'll never get around to it. Right. Put it in your schedule. I have to put in my schedule, Steve, sales time. Yeah. I don't call it sales time. Yeah. My sales time is called creating wealth, because that's more fun than going, I got to do sales time. Nobody wants to do sales time. I don't want to do sales time, but I love creating wealth for myself and for my clients. Right. So that's what my sales time. I even have in my calendar my lunch, because I will not eat lunch. I won't. At the end of the day, I'm ready to rip Steve's head off. Where's the food? So I schedule it in. I schedule everything else in. Let me schedule that in. So if it's not in your schedule, it's not getting done. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't realize for 7 months, I was like, why am I starving at night? Couldn't figure it out. And then I realized I didn't schedule lunch. Right. I didn't eat. I didn't drink. It wasn't on the schedule. Everything. Yeah. And it gives you more freedom. I want to say it gives you more freedom. When I first started this, I'm like, I don't want to schedule my home stuff because I already work on a schedule in business. Yeah, but then none of my home stuff
It
was
won't
getting
get
done.
done. Yeah.
Right. Or I forget my kid's basketball game or soccer game or something. Oh, I forgot. Well, because you're trying to remember, ding dong.
Put on your schedule.
Right.
Susie, thank you so much for being our guest here and sharing your knowledge.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for doing what you do. And I love that, you're committed, just as I'm committed to helping entrepreneurs live their wealth, creating wealth, because wealth is a lifestyle. It's not just money, it's everything in our life. And I appreciate you, Steve.
Great. Thank you so much. Folks, please make sure to take advantage of Susie's offer and make sure you like and subscribe to whichever channel you are listening to us on, and give us some positive feedback. We love that pat on the back. We're entrepreneurs. We need that every now and then.
Exactly. And if you know someone that needs this content, needs Steve, need me, forward this podcast to them so they can see, try before they buy, right? And they can go, oh, somebody needs this message today.
Exactly.
So in your tribe, your community, spread the love so people can find Steve, they can find me, and we can help all entrepreneurs grow together.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again, Susie, and to everyone out there. This is Biz Coach Steve Feld wishing you and your business much success.
We hope you enjoyed today's topic. If you'd like to discuss how you can apply these strategies in your business, let us know. This episode is sponsored by Spotlight Books. Get your own expert book written about you in 30 days. Set yourself apart from the competition. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. Also, feel free to give us your comments. We look forward to hearing from you on Biz Coach and Coffee.